Shalom, shalom, shalom. I'd like to start off this video by giving all honor, praises, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kodash. Double honors to my teachers, the elder apostles, and elder bishops of Great Millstone, teaching and ruling well. Peace, salutations, and blessings unto the hopeful elect of the house of Israel. Lord willing, this will be an edifying lesson. So it says here in Luke 21:19, in your patience possess ye your souls. Okay, and that's a nuance on you being spiritual rather than carnal, especially in the times to come. Okay, because again, she that liveth in pleasure is dead as she liveth, and the carnal mind is enmity against the Most High. Okay, the carnal mind is not subject to the ways of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Therefore, those that live in the flesh cannot please the Lord. Okay, that is why by possessing your through patience, and your patience possessing your souls, meaning what? Mortify your members. Okay, move according to a spiritual vibration. Move according to the fear of the Lord. Okay, be temperate. Be temperate in your decisions. Trust in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai and pray that He leads you according to the Spirit rather than in the flesh. That He gives you the strength to overcome the hour of temptation. Okay. So even though you have to wait for the Lord, even though you have to wait for salvation, okay, you will not submit to this wicked kingdom, but rather you will put your trust in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. It says here, I'll jump to verse 22, for these be the days of vengeance, okay, not the day of mirth, not the day of gladness and joy, not the day of partying and clubbing and mirthing. Okay, it is the day of vengeance. The vengeance of who? Of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, to render unto everyone according to their deeds. Okay, that all things which are written may be fulfilled. Okay, for prophecy's sake. Okay, the Lord said that He's going to bring vengeance. That He's going to render unto everyone according to their deeds. Okay, unto the faithful He will grant salvation and life everlasting, and unto those that forsook Him or that lived in the flesh, He's going to give unto them the reward of their actions, which is death and destruction. As I mentioned before, she that liveth in pleasure is dead as she liveth. Okay, and again that goes into to the man also, not just the woman. Okay, so all these things, judgment is already written. Okay, and everyone will partake according to how they've acted on the earth, on their time allotted to them. Okay, and that's why it is important to turn unto the Lord while He may be found. Okay, you see, this is the time to gain knowledge, to gain this knowledge, to grow in the faith of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, so that when the time of tribulation comes, okay, first off, you'll know what the mark of the beast is, okay, which is the microchip. Okay, the microchip which everyone will have to decide whether they take it or not. Okay, some even to the point of death if they refuse to take it. Okay, you see, everyone will have to know these things, man. Okay, because some people, through ignorance, through their refusal to hearken unto the prophets, through the refusal to hearken unto the signs of the times, will take the mark of the beast through ignorance, by thinking that by doing so they're saving their lives, by siding with the devil, by submitting to this wicked kingdom. They'll believe that they're doing the right thing. Okay, while they've been deceived, as it says in 2 Thessalonians, the Lord sent them a strong delusion that they should believe a lie, because they had no pleasure in the truth. Okay, they had no pleasure in the words of the Lord. They had no pleasure. They didn't take heed unto the warning of the prophets. Okay, that the Lord sent through His men. Okay, that He gave this knowledge. They didn't ask at the mouth of the Lord. Okay, the prophets. So because of their decisions, and because they moved according to a carnal mindset, they'll bow down to the system, to the devil, to the so-called white man, to end up being marked as enemies of the Lord, to be destroyed. Okay, to suffer the wrath, the vengeance of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. I'll jump to verse 27, and it says, and then shall they see the Son of Man coming in the cloud with power and great glory. So imagine Yahushua will return, and then imagine you took the mark of the beast. Okay, imagine you partook into this system. Imagine you denied Him your whole life as an Israelite. Okay, you denied your heritage, you denied the power that you were to worship, and you continue in the ways of evil and darkness. Imagine what Yahushua will do to you in that time. Okay, and when these things begin to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. Okay, and that goes into the signs. Okay, the things that we're seeing happen as we speak, live. Okay, and I'll go into it. Okay, well, it says here, I believe in second Ezra 15. The beginnings of evil. It says here, second Ezra 15, and I'll start at 12. It says here, Egypt shall mourn, which goes into America. Okay, America being spiritual Egypt and spiritual Sodom. Okay, but you can also put it towards synonymous to actually the world, because the whole world is given unto the wicked, and Egypt, the modern day Egypt being America, is the head of the serpent. Okay, it leads. It's at the forefront of wickedness. Okay, and it's and through America, all the nations are drunken to the philosophies of the so-called white man, Esau Edom, aka the devil, that the Bible speaks of, aka the so-called white man. So again, it says here, Egypt shall mourn. So the whole world will mourn, basically, because the whole world is under the vibration of Esau Edom, and the foundations of it shall be smitten with the plague and the punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. Verse 14, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draw nigh. So okay, so already there, you already know that there's bad times they're ahead. We're already in those bad times. Okay, people are already mourning pertaining to their benefits being removed. Okay, we're in November 4th. The government, if I'm not wrong, is the American government is still in shutdown. Okay, there's no answers pertaining to the benefits that so many people are dependent on. Okay, so it says here, for the sword and their destruction drawing nigh. Okay, pertaining to the nuclear destruction. Okay, mutual assured destruction that is pending upon these people. Okay, you see, we already know that multiple nuclear missiles have to be made. Okay, because again, according to prophecy, America is going to be destroyed by a large number. I forget the number exactly, but a large number of missiles are going to hit America. Okay, and all these other missiles, and the missiles that America itself has, will be shot as well. That's one of the reasons why in the time of Yahushua, well, one of the reasons why when Yahushua returns and establishes righteousness on the earth, the nations will learn war no more. Okay, first off, they'll have the understanding of the impact that the rulership of Esau Edom brought upon the world. Okay, the man of war, the man of sin. Okay, how he created weapons of mass destruction. Okay, which was not beneficial for humanity. Okay, well, people understand that, and again, the fact that the Israelites will be immortal and undefeatable. Okay, these other nations will have no other choice but to submit, and that's why the peace, the increase of the peace will be continual under the rule of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai on the earth. Okay, and the 144,000 elect of the Lord. Okay, you see. So peace is only going to increase in the earth. The wisdom and knowledge of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai will increase on the earth. Okay, as water covered the sea, as it says in Habakkuk. Okay. So again, for the sword and their destruction draw nigh, and one people shall stand up against, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and sword in their hands. So again, wars and civil wars. Okay, famine. Okay, let me keep. So it goes into the sword, meaning the weapon. The modern day sword is the gun. Okay, and the destruction drawing nigh. That's speaking of the nuclear missiles. Okay, nuclear fire, waiting to destroy their targets. Okay, it says here, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Okay, that goes into people wanting to will not regard their kings, meaning their prime ministers, their presidents. Okay, we've heard tales of seditions and rebellion throughout the whole earth. Okay, people talking, people being showing showing that they're displeased at the way that their government is ruling their country, and people are demanding change. People are demanding change. Okay, you see, it says here in verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, and shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Okay, so this is the times that we're coming into, a time of famine and great tribulation, a time of war, pestilence, and destruction. Okay, roughly paraphrasing. Okay, you see, we're coming into a time of great destruction. Okay, the day of vengeance. Okay, so going back to Luke 21, and it reads, let's see, verse 27 again, and then shall they see the Son of Man coming in the cloud with the power and great glory. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. So when we see all these things, all things happen according to prophecy, we understand that Yahushua is nearer and nearer unto returning upon the earth to fulfill the second covenant, to accomplish the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, which is to deliver the elect, again, the faithful believers, and to bring judgment upon the rest of the earth. Okay, and it says, and he spake unto them a parable, behold a fig tree and all the trees, and when they now shoot forth, ye see how your own ye see and know of your own selves that summer is now nigh at hand. So likewise ye, when ye see these things come to pass, know ye that the kingdom of the Most High is nigh at hand. So by the prophecies that we're seeing, we understand that the Lord is on his way back to the earth. Okay, as it says in Second Ezra, measure out the times diligently. Okay, when you see parts of the signs told, okay, then you shall know that this is that the Lord will visit the earth that he created, that he made. Okay, roughly paraphrasing. Heaven and earth, so like verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass away till all be fulfilled. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away. Take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and cares of this life, and so that they come upon you unawares. You have to be focused. Okay, this is not the time to be immersed in the world. Okay, you have to be focused and understanding that the Lord is on his way back. This is not the time to be joking around. Okay, all hands must be on deck. Okay, we have to be serious because we're approaching the return of our Messiah, the return of our King, and we want to be ready and prepared to welcome him as good and faithful soldiers, faithful believers. Okay, and it says here, for as a snare shall it come upon all them that dwell on the face of the earth. Okay, the day of vengeance is gonna fall upon the people as a day, as a surprise. These people are not awaiting it, not because they weren't warned, but because they refuse to take heed. Okay, you see, when you don't pay attention, you're not gonna know. Okay, when you're willingly ignorant, okay, as it says, they're willingly ignorant. Okay, when you're willingly ignorant, because you yourself you don't want to pay attention. Okay, we tell you that the house is on fire. You tell them no, it's just the wind. No, it's just the weather is hot today. No, the house is on fire. You need to step out. Okay, that's why it says flee from this place. Okay, flee from Egypt, lest you be the partaker of her sins. Okay, and it starts spiritually. Okay, fleeing from Egypt on the spiritual sense that you depart from the ways you do not be conformed to the ways of this world. Okay, but you be transformed, but you're transformed by the renewing of your mind as a new creature in Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, but mainly when you get beamed up by the celestial vehicles, being found worthy of salvation. Okay, that's what it means to flee from, depart from Egypt, departing from this evil place, because destruction is at hand, and the righteous will be scarcely saved. Okay, the just will be scarcely saved, because in the nick of time will they be delivered from the nuclear fire, from the nuclear missiles being shot to their target. Okay, So again, for as a snare shall it come to pass on all them that dwell. So like, for as a snare shall it come on all them that dwell on the face of the whole earth. Watch ye therefore, and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things. Okay, so again, you believe and you pray and you do the work. Okay, that's how you're gonna be immersed in the ways of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. That's how you know you're doing the job, you're doing your work. Okay, you're paying attention to what's going on. Okay, being a spiritual newscaster. Okay, and people, and also preparing yourself for the return of the Lord, because you're not just doing that for other people, you're doing that for yourself too. Paying attention, doing the work, being affiliated with this ministry, that's you investing your time in the kingdom to come and preparing yourself for the return of the Messiah. Okay, you see, assuring a place of safety in the time of destruction. Okay, by doing these things, a path of safety will be ministered unto you. Okay, as it says in 2 Peter or in 1 Peter. Okay, by doing these things, by obeying Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, a path of salvation will be made for you, man. Okay, so again, watch ye therefore and pray always, meaning be circumspect, pay attention to what's going on, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man. Okay, so Lord willing, this was an edifying lesson, straight to the point. Okay, this is not the time to play games. This is time to focus and prepare for the return of Yahushai. Shalom, shalom, shalom.